That time, Coca-Cola spent $100 million intentionally filling cans with water that smelled like farts. A long time ago, a company you may have heard of called Coca-Cola had a genius idea for a promotion. They decided to fill up Coca-Cola cans with water that smelled like farts. They thought this was such a good idea that in the 1990s, they spent $100 million in order to do this. The people behind this campaign at Coke called it the Magican. These cans had a lot of thought and money put into them. They had a spring-loaded cash prize or gift certificate that would fly out of the can as it was opened up. As soon as the cans were opened, the Coke drinker was then surprised with a foul-smelling odor of sulfur. In order for people not to end up with soggy cash prizes, the can's mechanism was sealed off from the reservoir with the chlorinated water in it, which was only there to make it the same weight as a normal can of Coca-Cola. Just in case, Coca-Cola also added ammonium sulfate, which is used in stink bombs, to the reservoir of the water. This was so people wouldn't drink it. So, as you can see, this was very over-engineered, but still didn't do its job properly. Coca-Cola clearly didn't expect anything to go wrong with this campaign, so they didn't put any identifying markers on the winning cans to be able to recall them in case anything went wrong. The thinking was that the foul-smelling water inside the Coca-Cola can would let the individual know that they shouldn't drink it. Coca-Cola were ready to spend $4 million on the cash and gift cards that were redeemable for either trips or merchandise on this campaign. But unfortunately, it didn't go the way the Coca-Cola company thought from a PR perspective. A lot of the cans were faulty as the pop-up mechanism would jam, or the chlorinated water mixture would be mixed into the can. The press got hold of the story that involved an 11-year-old boy in Massachusetts, which drank the foul-smelling liquid. The 11-year-old boy's name was Zachary Gendron, and he was hospitalized after ingesting the liquid inside a Magican. The news outlet said that Zachary was extremely ill, but these allegations were simply not true. The reality was that Zachary was never really in any danger, and the Massachusetts Department of Public Health determined that the water couldn't cause harm, as it contained less chlorine than the water in a swimming pool. So you may be wondering, if it was harmless, why did Zachary go to the hospital? Well, Zachary's parents weren't aware of the Coca-Cola promotion, and Zachary took a sip of the drink and proceeded to spit it out. After he complained that the liquid smelled and tasted bad, so the parents investigated and found that the can had an unidentified foreign object inside. His mother thought that the can had been tampered with, and so they rushed to the hospital and simultaneously called the police. Zachary was discharged from hospital after this was known, and they discovered that the foreign object was a $5 bill. After his mother learned about this, she wanted to frame the $5 bill, but Zachary insisted on keeping the money. Imagine how much that framed $5 bill would have been worth now. Rumors spread quickly about a can of Coke killing a child. Coca-Cola executives must have been very worried about this bad publicity that was about to follow, because they bought 50 television and newspaper ads faster than you could say Coke. The ads warned customers that a very small number of cans contained a foul-smelling but harmless water mixture, with the ads in the newspaper saying you could have a Magican. So now these Magicans were more of a PR nightmare for Coca-Cola than they were good to actually earn some good press. Their immediate first thought was to remove these Magicans from circulation from the shops. There was one small issue with this, as they couldn't remove the 120,000 Magicans that were in the stores, because they didn't have any special serial number from their existing regular cans. So 1 week later, Coca-Cola withdrew their Magican campaign, called the Summer of Magic, just after they had invested $100 million into it. You would think that they would have learned not to tamper with their drinks, but tune in for the next video to see what they did next.